Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Hogan. Welcome to our first Hex battle video here. I am joined by fellow Hex hero and testing partner Kent Ketter. We are doing some Immortal testing for the upcoming Hex Primal Immortal Championship this weekend. We were both playing decks that came out of the 74-player 5 Shards Ruby Cup this past weekend. I am playing a 5-shard Necrotic deck powered by Lixil the Deathless Gem and Underworld Crusader that was piloted to a 6-1 top 8 finish by Metronomy. And Kent Ketter is going to be playing a Lixil deck that he can tell us a little bit about.
Yep, I'm playing a deck that was piloted by Sadistic to a 5-2 record. It is a Horrors of War deck at its core. It does this with some ramp elements like Chlorophylla and Tilling the Soil, and then it uses the Zoras Rectory engine as well. Lastly, it has Dread Harvest, Shoku's Garden for the life gain. This hand is like the perfect thing, the perfect engine hand. The other things it has in the deck, 4 hero form. You know, the actual interaction. So.
All right. My opening hand's kind of slow, but probably reasonable. I would definitely keep this against a Kagalichu deck. Again, one of the things I love about Hex is that the champion kind of gives me an estimate of like what I want to be keeping in which matchups, and I might not keep this against like Hideous Conversion or Titania's Majesty, but it's definitely very reasonable in this matchup.
All right, let's fire this off.
All right, I'm going to be on the play here, so I'm going to go ahead and lead on this first Crypt Dust here, and Crypt Dust, it's important to remember, can only give us a threshold that we don't already have, so I'm going to grab my first diamond with this Crypt Dust here, since I do need double diamond and double blood in this deck, and then single tint of each of the other 3. At its core, my deck is a blood diamond deck with splashes to enable Lixil.
So we'll open on Shard of the Ancients, name it Wild. Choosing Wild.
Alright, Yep, I'm just going to go ahead and play this other Cryptos out here and grab our first blood, because now off of this diamond and a second blood in our hand, we'll have all of our core thresholds here enabled and ready to go.
So we have an option of a few 2-drops here. The Chlorophylla. The reasoning there, it's going to line up the Runir on next turn. If we would like, if we draw a shard as well, we'll be able to play a pair of 2-drops. So it does set us up as well with the Dread Harvest, with that putting a random wild shard into our hand. We could go that route as well.
So I'm going to go ahead and lead on this diamond shard here as opposed to getting the second blood, because it's important to remember the current batch of standard gems all only require a single threshold, but a lot of these gems from the previous that had rotated out, this requires double diamond in order to enable life drain on my Crusader.
So with our opponent, or the Underworld Crusader, presenting a headache, in our Dreadlings actually become somewhat of a liability. So what we're going to do is first go to the second main phase.
Yep.
And now we're going to operate. So I have an option here. And then following up with most likely Zoras Rectory. I could also just Runir or Hierophant here. I like the Runir because then if I go Dread Harvest, Shoku's Garden the next turn, it'll be massive.
Isn't the Dread Harvest slightly better because it lets you like hit your resource this turn though?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so let's go with the Dread Harvest.
Yep.
I guess yeah. The wonder is
I guess it's like how big do you want the Runir to be?
Yeah, and the Runir's also got ramp elements on it, so.
Oh, the Runirs have ramp in them by default?
Yes,
okay.
In this one. Spell shield, and ramp in the Runirs.
Okay. Oh, do some of the rectories have Rhino in them?
Yes.
That's hot.
Two of them do. Yeah. So like once you get up there, you're like.
The Dreadlings make Rhinos. That's okay. That's sweet.
It's well constructed. I am yes. So we'll just play this rectory here.
This rectory has this one with the acceleration in it.
Mm-hmm. And that's a trade-off I'm willing to make, you know, in a few, because you have to attack with it to get it. So I mean, we can't, you know, avoid the life gain.
With this Infinite Tricks here in my hand, I'm more than happy to just like smash and start pressuring Ketter. I think we're definitely need to take the more aggressive stance in this matchup, which is kind of funny, like coming from the deck that has like From the Ashes and Extinction in it, but I think that's definitely the case.
And you know, since we're professionals, we have the choice of extinctioning here. We could also, actually, this is the route we're going to take. So we're this is a good sequence to keep in mind when you're on these. So I'm going to be able to activate the Rectory, attack, but before we move to blockers, I'm going to be able to hero fall the high Infinitrix.
This is rude.
This is just a card we absolutely want out of our opponent's deck. There's no question. So
And
just
this extra one out of my hand here. Yep.
yeah,
just
sure.
like,
Take one.
it's just like Christmas morning. Every time you hero fall your opponent, like a card leaves their hand, you're just like,
Actual
yeah,
fist pump.
get got, nerd. All right, that's kind of sweet. Well, we drew our Fun of Prince Zakah here, so we'll grab our Ruby Threshold, jam the Princey Boy, play this Diamond, and then Prince Zakah says every time he diligences, he looks at the top card of our opponent's deck and then allows us to play it for free. More importantly, he's another speed threat here, so just allowing us to apply a lot of pressure here to Kent.
Okay, so our options once we get over here, we're definitely extinctioning this turn.
Yep.
No question of that. The question though is maybe we want a Rectory, but I actually think what we're gonna go with, since our life total is becoming a small point to be considered, I actually want to go with the Shoku's Garden.
Do you think that's important enough? Like, I don't have that many speed threats, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, like,
I could be. You know what? I'm
resources-
actually incorrect on both fronts. Tilling the soil, if castable here, it is. I need to tilling the soil. The reasoning there is I can tilling the soil
And draw into a resource? Or did you play a resource?
getting both the Dreadlings out of my crypt
Oh, and then you can Kaigu power. Yeah, that's sweet.
after I extinction as well. And then my graveyard, or my crypt is
Yep.
Chlorophylla, Hero Fall, tilling the soil, extinction. Which is, that's a pretty good crypt.
Seems good. I have to
Given
dra-
you're a
get to
Dreadling deck.
draw my couple cards for my Crusader dying. Then this Rectory is going to get out of control very quickly. It's
Yep,
kind of sweet
so-
that the Rectories are split, because like you can be ramping with one and making Rhinos with the other.
Correct, yeah.
We get hit for one here. I'm going to go ahead and cycle this Wakuna coin. We don't have a 6 resource for this from the Ashes yet, but we'll get that at some point, like this one we just drew. Hey, Lixil the Deathless Gem. Probably should wait to play her until she can be invincible. Little awkward that it's like turn 6 now and she's not. I wonder if I could have chosen a better threshold at some point here. Probably could have. One of my Crypt Dusts could have gone somewhere else, probably. I let on 2 Dusts.
So we're gonna Runear here. While we could just lunch and be, you know, happy with it, I think we are better served with getting this Runear down and, you know, going so far as to
Yep, makes her bigger.
get this bigger as well.
Oh, geez. Yep. We still have a pretty high life total here, but, you know, Kent's gaining a lot of extra resources from this Zorath Rectory, so they're going to snowball pretty quickly. It's the old gain 5 here.
Go.
Yeah, huh? I think I actually just going to From the Ashes here and, like, put this Runear Hierophant into play.
Yep. Yep. This is a concern that I had as
Unfortunately, I'm
Runear
nowhere
Pilot.
near double... I'm nowhere near double wild, so he's just gonna be able to kill it if he has a piece of removal, but I think it's worth it, like, getting it off the table and, like, putting our threat out here. Like, this takes one of his removal spells and, like, hit something else later down the line. Yep.
I love how Dread Harvest scales.
Yep. It's...
Like there's no like, oh, I drew another.
You should hit your champ power now before you get more Dreadlings in there, right?
Correct.
Just gonna, like, exponentially worse. Man, couldn't even get back one of the ramp Dreadlings. What a mistake.
I know.
That being said, we are probably just going to lose to this Rectory making idiots.
The reason why I reprogrammed my hotkeys on my mouse. This deck.
Oh, and then you're just gaining a bunch of life? Is that good?
You know, in this matchup, it's probably nothing special, but given the format, it's got to be ridiculous. Having the other two on the board, like, nice aggro.
So I can get Sapphire here, and then I can play this Lixil the Deathless Gem and get Wild when she comes into play, and then Lixil says when you have all 5 of your threshold, she becomes invincible.
So invincible.
So, nice interaction here with Lixil. She doesn't die to our extinctions or our From the Ashes because she's invincible. Yep. Unfortunately, she does not block a whole bunch, and our Infinite Trixes were Hero Fall in this game, so I'm not going to be able to like suit this Lixil up and make her something big and scary. You can see here, Ketter's spending 15 resources this turn. He's going to gain 5 more resources. And actually, the Shoku's Garden's funny because it encourages him to make Dreadlings post-combat with these resources if he doesn't have anything else to do, just so he can gain the extra life.
I'm not ashamed of it. Yeah, this is, at this point, it's pretty much just ride the lightning. I mean,
I feel like I'm going to double check my deck list here, but I feel like I just can't win the game anymore.
Yeah. And think of if I have the other Rectory in play at this point.
Oh, I guess I could hit a Forgotten Monarch, and that could get my Infinite Tricks back. So I guess we'll keep playing until you actually kill me. It's only gonna be like what, 2 more turns here, 3 more turns.
7 damage here. Yeah, next turn should do.
Yeah, you're gonna make 7. All right, not a lot of pass here. Whole lot of nothing going on. So this is actually kind of, it might seem insignificant, but I'm actually going to Hero Fall one of these. Because this way Keter only gets plus 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you're getting 7. No, I miscounted. It doesn't matter, actually. I was going to say, I think this cuts him off of making another Dreadling, but it doesn't because it's 6. I don't know. I don't have a better use for that Hero Fall. Might as well spend it here. Guess what's the first card getting cut is? Alright, well. Need to draw exactly Forgotten Monarch next turn, and have you not have a removal spell?
This feels like a nightmare for your matchup.
It does not seem. You haven't even cast a Horrors of War, right? Like you could cast Horrors of War and take away every resource I have right now.
I didn't draw one, but
that's true. Can hit me for 9 this turn, idiot. And Horrors of War kills Lixil the Deathless Gem too.
Oh, that Hero Fall actually kept you alive. Cause it. Oh no, it didn't. It didn't change that math.
Yep. I mean, at least this deck has discard. Nope, there's no discard in the board either. All right, just gonna raw dog it, I guess. Hope for the best. Yep. All right, Forgotten Monarch. Speedy Forgotten Monarch. All right, I'm gonna cast this Extinction. I'm gonna cast this Extinction, and we'll concede.
Oh, sorry. You should have let me cast my Extinction and then activate him.
All right, so the Hero Falls don't really do anything. The Strangles don't really do anything. Definitely bringing in my Vampire Princess is just extra threats. Steel Intel seems fine. The Gemborn Prowlers seem fine. I don't think I want all 4. I think my Underworld Crusaders I want to change to speed. Does that seem ideal?
Yes.
Just like I want to pressure you, right?
Try to. Yes. Yep.
Oh, I can't have all of them on. Actually, this is funny. I can't have all of them on blood speed because the Forgotten Monarch has blood speed, but I'm 5 shards, so I can put ruby speed in 2 of these.
That's good.
That's funny.
Nature's Reigns, is that something I should be reaching?
What does that do?
I don't think so. Target, artifact, or constant?
Nope, just no targets.
Alright, so basically I have access to 4 Withering Touch, and I board out my 4 Extinctions?
Yeah, I'm not even sure if you need Withering Touch. I guess Withering Touch takes my Extinctions. Am I From the Ashes?
Taking your From the Ashes seems fine. I just don't think I need Extinctions. I'll split them.
Yeah, I'd split. Like, some Extinctions, like, it doesn't kill Lixil, but, like, cleaning up my multiples is
I have
good.
Horrors of War to deal with all that business. That's 4 Hero Fall still. We're pretty grindy. I don't want to put too many discard spells in the deck. I could just play... Yeah, we'll leave this as is. We'll do the 2-2 split.
Get my 1 Midnight Gatherer this game and run away with it.
Is that like life gain or something?
It's the one that draws shards out of your deck.
Jeez. Oh, right. Jeez. Yeah. I could have boarded in cheap shots, I guess. Hello.
This hand seems pretty reasonable. I've got 2-drop on 2 into this, Lixil on 3. I can't play Zakah till 4, but that's fine.
My hand is definitely a keeper. We have a ramp spell on, and we're sharded correctly.
Yeah, I mean, just like when we were playing the standard Horrors deck, it just felt like you were ahead when you got to accelerate into, and the fact that this deck gets to play Chlorophilia and Tilling seems huge.
Mm-hmm. And I draw the slow shard.
What a professional Kent Kidder. This is why you're a hero, you know that?
Yeah, right. Someone has to be.
Always
okay.
professional.
So.
You know what? I wonder. There's Zenthos Malices in that deck too, right?
3 main deck.
I wonder if that deck even needs that card to bury the other mid-range decks in this format.
Probably doesn't. Like, I would just think it's funnier to run like Gardens, just because if you like lay in double against the aggro decks, like.
Yep. I could see a couple Malices in the board being fine, but like.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would put the Malices in the board, put the Gardens in the main deck. It doesn't run the full Tilling
the flip side of that is, I guess there were a lot of grindy decks that did well to Ruby Cup, so maybe it's right to just hedge that.
Ooh, reasonable.
It's like an interesting question, right? Like, I didn't think Extinction was going to be that good of a main deck card going into Immortal, like looking at the decks that like could possibly be good, but like the results of yesterday's event make that seem pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and just jam Prince Zakah here since we ripped the Ruby threshold like a professional.
Speed. Oof.
Crunch. Forgotten Monarch here is a card that's kind of rotate out of favor. He gets cheaper for every different threshold we have, so when we have all 5, he's actually free. Let's see if Kidder can kill my Prince Zakah, or if I'm going to get to start triggering this dork. That doesn't look like it's going to kill my Prince Zakah.
Nope, you're going to trigger, but...
Alright. Just like, look at your Horrors of War.
Oh, please.
Oh, we're going to say no to casting that one, just for reference. 10 out of 10 will cast your Till the Soil. Thank you, little rabbit. Who's a good little rabbit?
I've slowly started picking up princes, because like, the speed like on it is what pushes it over the top for me.
Yeah, if Cheap Shot ever falls out of favor in Standard, Prince Zakah will be one of the better cards.
Yep.
And like, now that we've assembled all 5 thresholds, our Midnight Shepherd is active here too, which is pretty insane. This card can put a troop from any crypt into play under our control, so even if we kill Ketter's thing, this Midnight Shepherd can get it back.
From the Ashes is such a tilt as well, because of how well it punishes the spell shield. Also, just remember you're incentivized to get that other wild threshold.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Blah. Okay, well, I feel like I have to be the professional and blow cause, but if I do that,
you have to kill the Midnight Shepherd, right? Otherwise, they just get Zakah back.
Yep. Yep. We are going to, let's see, but if we kill the Midnight Shepherd, oh, that's what we can do. So if we open on Shoku's Garden, that's gonna make.
Oh, it makes the Runeer big enough to be able to attack it.
Yeah.
Because the Lixil blocks it for free, but okay, you get the acceleration out of it here.
Mm-hmm. If opponent was really dedicated, you know, they want in, they could, wouldn't do anything. I think we just Hero Fall now.
Yep, seems fine. You get another one out of my hand if I have it. Hopefully we get a goodie off of the top of Ketter's deck here again.
Really like to draw.
Oh, that sounds great. I would love to cast this Withering Touch.
Non-troop, non-resource. Alright, take your pick.
That's pretty good, huh?
Might be that garden, but I don't know.
I feel like it's the Malice.
It probably is.
Like the Rectory, you're still kind of choked on resources here.
Yep.
And I've got, yeah, that's great. I just drew this guy. I'm going to go ahead and play this Forgotten Monarch, which has speed, and it has a gem that's rotated on it, and that is whenever this deals damage to the opposing champion, we get to put a troop from our crypt back into our hand. So this is going to hit Keter since it has speed, and we'll pick our reanimate guy back up here. So again, Ketter's just on the has to have multiple pieces of removal here plan.
Having now seen, what Jeff presents with this deck and the pressure that Shepherd plus all these other things,
Probably want the extinctions.
All the extinctions, none of the withering touches. We're just trying to set up for the rectories to take over the game.
Actually, huh? Yeah, I'm just gonna take his Zenthos Malice here with the Steel Intel and play it out. Seems like a card, something we are interested in doing.
So my options here, I can start. We are not going to be able to extinction this turn, so let's see.
I mean, if you till and draw a card, you can attack with the rabbit and then extinction, right?
Yes, we can if we were to hit the right one. Yeah.
Yep. But you gotta hit extinction with this draw, or I guess off the champ power too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see what we flip there.
Get Chlorphelia back, yep. And using his champ power now is important because not only does he not have Dreadlings in his crypt, but I haven't put any eggs into his deck yet with his Zenthos Malice.
I think we just played the Shoku's Garden here.
Yep, seems good. You'll gain, what, 4 off of that?
Yes.
Oh, you know what's funny? This Midnight Shepherd can bring Dreadlings back into play, and then I can sack them to the Zenthos Malice.
Nice. Still get your,
Yep, just gotta gain a bunch of life off of those. I would love to play this resource out. Play a resource of my own here. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to start by doing what I just said. We're going to go ahead and put this Dreadling back into play with this Midnight Shepherd.
Swing for some amount.
And then, actually, we're going to sack the Dreadling to the Malice right away, because then the Forgotten Monarch can return the Dreadling to my hand, and then I can replay it and draw another card. That actually... Yeah, I'm going to play this Infinite Tricks out. And shift Life Drain and Steadfast over to my Lixil, the Deathless Gem.
Woof.
This is a monster of a combination here. So crack Keter for 10, gain some amount, return our Dreadling from our crypt to our hand with the Forgotten Monarch. Man, this deck grinds. There was a lot of there were a lot of more blood decks in the Ruby Cup than I was expecting. I can see how this did well in a field of those.
Just gonna draw 2 here. I don't know if that'll.
There's like a theoretical combination there where like you hit like Extinction and a resource and Horrors, right? And like clear my board up.
Yes. Yep.
Definitely think you want more Extinctions after playing that out. I didn't.
Yeah,
think
I don't really care for Withering Touch. I just want to keep you from building up any sort of threat base.
On the flip side, I think my Extinctions are actually worse than I was thinking, and I'm gonna bring in another Gemborn Prowler here. I just feel like a lot of this isn't particularly good. Actually, I'm gonna cut another Extinction too and bring in 1 Drown Track. I'm probably okay with that. He's got like Malices in his deck that I can cut off.
Yeah, and then you bring in the Gemborns for the Rectories.
Yep. And Gemboards are just like better than my spot removal. It doesn't do anything. And that's another reason that deck's really sweet, right? Like spot removal just does actual nothing against it.
Yeah. Gemborn, yeah, you're right.
It literally just kills Dreadlings.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy. Strangle a Dreadling. Absolutely.
And we hero felled the Dreadling in the first game, right?
We have a ramp spell. Keep.
Yep. My hand is like medium minus, but I think it's a keep. You really want to keep your hands that have like, you don't want to mulligan hands that are close to playable and against a matchup like Horrors of War, because they're just going to try and grind us out of resources.
To expand a little bit more, while we play through the hand, we have the ramp spell that actually have an impact. So don't just keep, you have a ramp spell and you're done. That. But,
need a couple of payoffs to work with it too.
Yeah. Yep.
Go ahead and lean on Shard of Retribution for our first diamond, because our life is like a diamond.
Like a diamond.
Boom, 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 boom. Yep.
Go ahead.
This hand might have been a touch slow for the matchup. Not sure. Guess we're really not doing anything until like turn 4. If he has a Rectory though, we can Gemborn it, which is nice.
So the hits just keep on coming. You get to...
You actually want to play the Blood here, right?
Oh, I did, yeah, because I wanted to get the Malice in play.
You should your Kaigu power, yep.
Yep.
There you go, just hit the Rectory. Never mind, we knew that was coming, right?
The Rhino.
The Brino Rectory, yep.
It was a long day. What was that, 9 rounds of seal?
Yeah. Shorter than last weekend.
For sure.
Couldn't play this out. That's actually, it's convenient that he, oh, and then the Gemborn gets the Rhino ability on it. That's funny. I forgot. That's sweet. So, like, something worth interesting that's noting about the deck that Ketter's playing is that in a standard format, this deck's so constant focus that, like, this could never be a deck that's, like, super successful or popular because there's just going to be too much constant hate if this deck ever gets too good. In a format like Immortal, though, where decks are going to tend to be more varied because there's more sets, so a wider range of strategies can be good, people aren't going to be able to really be able to afford to just, like, jam a whole bunch of these cards do similar things, or narrow cards like destroy all constants into their board.
Yeah. I think that's one of the best things about it.
Our hand is super awkward here because regardless of what threat we pay out, a Hero Fall is just going to like snag a card out of our hand, but I think Gemborn Prowler is the least impactful of the cards that could happen here, so. So we've got 4 Spider Eggs in our deck from this Malice here. Cutter can start like making Wild Thresholds and drawing extra cards, which is kind of scary.
So what I have to decide here is if I want a Horrors 2, or if I want a Horrors for 1, and to be able to draw a card off the with Malice. It's a matter of how badly do I want to pinch my resources and what of.
Yep, because you need to get this Gemborn off the table, right? Because like if it starts
Correct.
generating Rhinos, I have an Uzu activation here, so it can start generating Rhinos next turn otherwise.
I could also just Extinction the Gemborn Prowler 1 for 1, which actually seems a little more reasonable to. Yeah, I like that, because then that also lets me, yep.
Draw a card, yep.
So first we Extinction.
Get in your point of damage.
Select Wild.
Man, you know what's sweet about Digital? The tournaments where these decks did well was this afternoon, and we recorded a video with it tonight.
Yeah. It was so fast that, like I was, the list's up? No, they're not. What?
Alright, Well, I'm glad we didn't get Horrors last turn, since we don't have another resource here. I guess I'll just play his Infinitrix out, pass the turn. If he goes, like, 3rd Shard, or 7th Shard Horrors, probably gonna be in a pretty miserable spot.
So while we don't have 7th Shard, we have... I think it's reasonable to discuss why you would want to Horrors but Infinitrix, I think, is the card that is the biggest problem for this deck.
Okay, so you want to just clean them all out?
Yeah, I just want them gone. And this way also, like, the reasoning with following up at the Runeer is now I can just try to, like, Runeer and run away with the game. I've got a Eulogy.
Joke's on you. I'll just Gemborn Prowler this Runeer. Oh wait.
Yeah. I think in this matchup, especially, you know, post board, you just want to wait to horror, so I discard the fewest amount possible, because I think I'm going to be able to resource. I don't want to say lock you, but
I'm gonna go ahead and grab this Malice out of his crypt here. I feel like it's a card that can help us grind a little bit. And we'll play out this Malice, and then play out this Gatherer. This deck doesn't have a lot of like quality 2-for-1s in it outside of the Crusader, which feels a little bit bad in a matchup like this.
That was a huge draw.
That's pretty good.
Not that. That.
Oh, is that good? So Oberyn's Eulogy here makes all of his troops get +1/+1 permanently for each troop in their crypt. So these only get +2/+2, but like these Dreadlings are going to die this turn, and then his next troop's going to get +5/+5 when it comes into play, or +4/+4. Sorry. Yep, just take a casual 10-ball here. Gain 2, no big deal. Man, my kingdom for just like a destroy all the constants, right?
Yeah.
I guess I'll play this Midnight Paladin out, and then I definitely should just play this Coin. Just like, if we get horrors, we're going to want the extra resource. And attacking with this will feel pretty good if we get to ready with this. Get to start picking up some resources here. And then if he has a horrors here, he like ramps up to 10 off the Runeer, and then like horrors us for 4 down to 2. And then his constants probably take over the game, but we will have some top decks back and forth. I'm just going to go ahead and chump block here. It's like a gain 6 basically, because this has life drain and it's blocking 4 off of here. Yeah,
so just fire off the horrors for 4. It's like putting you to 2 resources is
huge. Yep, you're losing the Runeer, but like any wild thresholds are good for you. You have a champ power in the bank still. And you should definitely wait on the champ power, right? Because you already played a resource for the turn.
Yep.
Even hitting a Dreadling back here isn't the worst.
Yeah, because they actually deal damage now.
All right, I'm gonna put 4 eggs in his deck and pass the turn here since I drew a 3-drop on my 2 resources. Yep.
Works out really well. I wanted to hit the Dreadling there because with that I have, or sorry, the 5 resources, I'll be able to deal damage and then lock Jeff off of all resources.
Oh, that sounds unpleasant. Need you another horrors? That's pretty good. So we go to 0, the classic 0/0 here, the old Constance on Constance mirror match.
So if this is what you want to do, if this is what you, here you go. With my 4, it's tilting me though that this Malice is not, you know, at an ed. Like, oh wow, that's good.
I drew a resource. It's so good. It's like a 7/7, 6/6, 6/6. Yep. The casual 6/6 that draws a card and gains you 3 life afterwards.
I don't think I would cut the Malices, but I would definitely trim 1 from the list.
I mean, you 10 out of 10 want Malices in a matchup like this, right? It's just like all about the.
Well, I mean, I would still want them in the mid. That's what I was saying. We were discussing like I would still want 2 in the deck. It's just, you know.
Right. There's a 7/7 unblockable spider here, so we are very, very dead. This matchup played out about how I was expecting it to.
Yep.
This deck.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this deck doesn't really have any tools for decks that are trying to go over the top of it. Looking at the list, I'd expect a bigger deck like this Horrors of War deck to be a pretty bad matchup for it, along with like the Hideous Conversions and maybe even the Titania's Majesties. Like, if the Titania's Majesty has a fast walking Calamity, there's really nothing this deck can do about it. We've got 2 Martyrs in the reserves, but that's it.
I think it's also really important to note the way the indestructible and resilient creatures don't. Oh, sorry, Horrors of War doesn't care. Just, yeah, sure, you've got unkillable things. Just get them all gone.
And,
that combined with the Extinction.
Yeah, I was going to say, Extinction really fixes the problem the deck had in Standard when we were playing it. Like, occasionally decks are going to get out under you and go wide, and Extinction's just like, nope, clean that up. And then after you clean up the board, they can only play out 1 to 2 more threats, and then they get to Horrors of War you and take away your resources and your remaining cards and the couple of threats you had left over after the Extinction.
And it's perfect cleanup, you know. It feels like with the ramp accesses, this deck is always... Oh, I sack 2 resources, you sack 2 resources. Slightly ahead because we're built in a way to be ahead, but with the ramp spells, it's like, no, you're just miles ahead.
Yep. So at any rate, this was our first time doing a battle video like this, where we're kind of going back and forth and showing both players' hands. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, to like it on YouTube and share it on your social media. We'd also love some feedback down below of things you liked, things you didn't like, ideas for improvement for the videos, so we can continue doing these and make them bigger and better as we go on and Hex continues to grow. Also remember, there's a couple different ways you can support my content. You can support it directly by subscribing on Twitch for $49 a month or becoming a patron on Patreon. There's information on how to do both of those things down below the video. You can also support my content by supporting our sponsors. There's that Hex Primal logo up there in that corner of the screen. Use the code Jeff5 at checkout when you buy Hex TCG singles there, and you will not only save 5% on your order, but you'll also be supporting my content here. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll be back again soon, I'm sure.